We as a generation, we as a people, we as humans have become used to the excellentness of fight scenes, the gloriousness that can beseech our eyeballs, the awesomeness that can flood our perceptions. From movies in the Marvel universe to movies in the DC universe to action movies, we have been introduced to amazing combat scenes, spectacular action scenes throughout the many decades that TV has been around. However, it's not very often that a fight scene can really invoke such an intrinsic feeling in our mind, something that one may not even be able to properly express through words. The ebb and flow of movement from the characters, to the angles of the camera shifting back and forth, to the little gestures from the participants of the fight, the glances, the shifts, the music embracing the scope. Sometimes a fight can be so magical that it itself becomes art. And today, we are going to be talking about one of the best artistic displays I have ever seen in any animated show or movie. Fuck, even in live action movies, most don't come even close. Now, I'm going to take the assumption that most people know about Avatar: The Last Airbender, one of the best animations to ever grace this world, to ever grace this universe. If there are aliens out there and they have their own TV shows and their own sitcoms and their own action movies and their own atmosphere, the world, whatever you want to call it, I doubt anything they have comes even close to the brilliance that is Avatar: The Last Airbender. A show that honestly has no right being as good as it is. A show that was on Nickelodeon, a children's channel, but yet captured the attention of people at mass, adults and children and teens alike. Avatar: The Last Airbender is just one in a million. Not many shows, especially shows that were initially more so intended for children, are able to grip the audience in a way that honestly is hard to describe. The show seizes your attention and holds on tight with its amazing characters, their chemistry, and a part of the show that I honestly don't even think gets enough appreciation, which is the animation, specifically when it comes to the combat, utilizing real-world fighting styles for the different elements, and the absolute visceral nature of movement that they were able to evoke through the screen. This show had me bloody hype, fucking doing backflips. Go on, Katara! Bloodbend that bitch! Sorry. But in particular, out of all the amazing fights in the show, out of all the fights that left an impact in my brain, digging a permanent crater in the surfaces of my memory, one fight in particular stands out to me the most. One that when I watched initially the first time, made me feel such an unparalleled visceral force of energy that weighed through my body as my eyes began to see the beauty that was taking place in front of me.
Zuzu, you don't look so good.
The artistic and beautiful ballet of dance that was this action scene, the forces of energy made distinct by the different colors, a rivalry of brother and sister who were brought up in an environment that would never ever foster a good relationship, causing spite and vitriol between one another, more so on the sister's side, as it's rather evident that she's eager to prove herself to her father, a father that we see many times has pitted his children against each other, a father who is cold and seemingly without love. And oh boy, is it clear to see that he's depth for hunger, he's depth to rule the world, to become the one and only true leader. His power-hungry mindset has been instilled in her all her childhood. Azula is consumed with an aura of wickedness. She sees nothing but the end goal, and she is determined to achieve, to prove to her father that she is the better sibling, and that her brother, be him older and a male heir to the throne, does not deserve it as much as her. And that hunger to prove that to both herself and her father pushes her through many of her wicked endeavors, her mind consumed with ill intent and no love in sight. Now, and of course, this particular fight that I'm talking about is an amalgamation of all this tension over the seasons, and these siblings are pitted against each other. Azula vs Zuko, who will win? Through this series, Azula has proven herself to be formidable, dangerous, unpredictable, and a damn sniper with her bloody lightning. And of course, we see the change and the experience and the training and the evolution of Zuko, and how much he's improved from season 1, how much he's taken in. The battle between these siblings draws near. While the whole world is at war, these two face one another. And as a kid, oh boy, can I tell you, this moment was tense. It had me clutching my briefs, praying that Zuko would accomplish this task. I knew that Azula was scary. I knew Azula was powerful. But I also knew that Zuko had what it took to beat her. He had the heart, he had the perseverance, and he goddamn had the talent. This was like watching the bloody World Cup. Come on, Zuko! To conclude this video, I simply want to say how much of an impact that scene had on me. How visceral of a feeling I got whilst experiencing it. After having watched these characters evolve and grow and change. Well, not really Azula. Azula's been a bitch from the beginning, but you get my point. After watching the journey in particular with Azula and Zuko and the utter hatred that Azula has for Zuko, and this immense hunger she has to prove something to herself and everyone, watching this fight was truly spectacular and an absolute masterclass at how a fight scene can become art.